Ice is ready, babes, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by the crisp, refreshing taste of LABATT Blue Light.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, that is a jam. Play La Bamba, baby.
Can you believe it, dude? Can you
believe
it?
I mean, listen, yes, I can believe it because last episode, actually, I'm gonna stroke myself off here and go to the beginning of Game 5. Because before Game 5 puck drop, I said if Edmonton wins this game, and I think they are going to win this game, this is going 7.
You did not think they were going to win Game 5.
Are you insane? All you fuckers, we talked about all day long when we did the last episode. All you were so cocky, talking about the party, talking about how Florida's got this in the bag. And I was the one person that was like, I can't believe you guys are this confident. This feels sketchy as shit. I think Edmonton's winning.
I think you thought it was sketchy. And you were like, you're being ignorant, saying it's going to be 5-0, which I was. But
no, I knew.
You knew it was a Cats in 5.
I called this before playoffs even started. I said the Oilers are going to win this again. They're going to come back.
Reverse sweep.
No, we said last episode. We literally posted the clip. I was like, this is obviously going 7. I'm a little surprised if it was that much of a beatdown. But here we are, baby. This Oilers team is cruising. It just feels like they have no answers. So here we go. We're talking about this game. First and foremost, I do want to show massive love and throw a huge shout out to Tin Roof here in Fort Lauderdale. So if you guys don't know by now, CP and I, and this is also why we're Nostradamus, dude. We saw the future.
Yeah.
We stayed
back.
Dan.
Yes.
We stayed back. We hung back in Fort Lauderdale. We skipped Game 6, which, listen, I'm a little bummed because Edmonton, we said it on the Instagram story. We said it on the podcast. I'm going to say it here again. I mean, God, what a good time Edmonton is. And what a good group of people those fans are. They treated us so well. We had so much fun in Edmonton. The vibes at Rogers Place, all of the fans at all the bars, restaurants, up and down the streets. Like, that is a hockey town. And we love a hockey town. I mean, truly, it's like, it doesn't get better for people doing what we're doing. So it was a huge bummer to not be able to be with those people again. But end of the day, we were like, listen, if the Cats win, it'll be great to be here on home soil and see all these fans going nuts. But ultimately, we thought the Oilers were going to win. We hunkered down, got ready for Game 7, and here we are. So we watched at Tin Roof in Fort Lauderdale. What a spot. What a time. We've been to the Tin Roof in Nashville.
Yeah.
Similar vibes, dude. Live music, great TVs, good food. We went early, got a bite. All the cool people there who got everything set up for us. And then Panthers fans, again, let's switch it over. Let's gas up Panthers fans. Fans rolled out in droves. We had a sweet crew together. Obviously didn't go their way, but they kept good spirits, good vibes. People are playing music in between periods. It was just good stuff. So Tin Roof, Fort Lauderdale, if you're ever in this area, definitely check that bar out. Also, gotta say, hot people, dude. A lot of hot people.
Oh, dude.
Bar. Just like
extremely hot people there.
When people talk about just like hot people of every shape and size in Florida, I mean, they're rolling into Tin Roof. I mean, my goodness gracious.
And Dan, I might add hot people too, because I was quite sweaty. If there was one note, because the viewing experience, amazing, live music setup, amazing. One note, AC, grab some AC. I was very sweaty in that bar.
They could use some AC.
I was overheating. I was having a panic attack, I think. I was having a panic attack. I was drinking. I ate some hot wings, tenders, and I was nervous, and I was pacing. And, it was like pooling in my neck. You know what I'm saying? Like right here.
Yeah. Dude,
and I was like, I was like,
I
oh no, dude. This is not good, dude. This first period, Dan, I've got a neck pool. Come on.
You know, when I know that I'm sweating too much, the neck pool is tough. The neck pool is tough. I really get it. I don't know if you really suffer this early because your hair's longer than mine right now, and most often. I don't get it. I'm not like, ooh, I'm in trouble sweaty when I feel it, like maybe on the back of the shirt, maybe a little bit in the pit stains. I get some good pit stains. I get pit
You
stains
do.
all the time.
You sure do.
I do. When the back of my hair, these pieces, you see those?
Yeah. Are wet.
When those are just wet and like beaded together.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh baby, I'm sweating. Like I am sweating out here. And I don't love that. But as we always say, if everyone's sweaty, no one's sweaty. And that's what I love about Florida. We're all sweating. Yep. So good stuff. But okay, so we're in Tin Roof. We're watching the game. Great stuff. Loving the people. That game.
I felt, Dan, I felt like because Rogers was sick when we were there. And I just felt like if the
Rogers,
Panthers
dude,
didn't. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. And I think I'm saying this because I am a bit sad I wasn't there because Rogers has got to be a top 3 barn in the league. Awesome. I mean, like, holy shit, that place is so sick. And I can only imagine it was electric there. But go on.
Well, dude, we've been chirping. We've been telling everybody that every rink's quiet, right? Every episode we pop on, we say this rink's quiet, that rink's quiet. I knew tonight Rogers was going to be rocking. And if the Oilers could get up, it was going to be extra hard. The Panthers are a great third period team, great comeback team. If they got down in this game, I knew it was going to be extra, extra hard for them to come back. And for the Oilers to get the first goal and a kill, Panthers that power play, first goal and a kill, I was already, I didn't want to be negative in that watch party, but I was already like, bring out your dead, dude. Fucking get off the bus or the rink. Get in the bus, go to the fucking airport, take your 5 connection flight back to Fort Lauderdale, and then fucking get some rest, dude. Hit the hay. Get some rest for Game 7. Because the second it went 1-0 and a kill, that was a kill shot, dude. It was fucking over.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, listen, I want to say it is. I picked Panthers in 6. You picked Panthers in 5.
Yep.
If I had the dunce cap with me, I'd put it on. But
no, you don't deserve a dunce cap for this.
Okay.
When you say Dallas in 5 and the Oilers win in 6, you wear a dunce cap.
Yeah.
When you say Panthers in 6 and it might be Panthers in 7, you don't wear a dunce cap.
Yeah, and I would like to say, I mean, Christ, man, we were in Edmonton, a place we love, with people we love. After Game 3, all the Oilers fans were like, I mean, we're dead, dude. We're losing in 4. And any one of you that disagrees with that, you're lying. Like, you know you guys were. And how could you not be? Anyone would be. I would. I'm not talking shit. Like, that's just how you feel as a sports fan. So to say like, oh yeah, we thought the Panthers were going to win, like, in 5 and 6. And then after 3 games, you'd be like, well, you fucking idiots are wrong. Yeah. No one expected this. No one expected this except maybe Connor McDavid. So to that, I say, this is awesome. I mean, if you are not a Florida Panthers fan, if you are, or someone who just
or
like
a Vancouver Canucks fan. Yeah.
I was going to say, or someone who blindly hates the Oilers. How do you not think that this is awesome? I mean, this is what you dream of as a unbiased fan. You're getting a series that everyone was going like this most boring Stanley Cup final ever. Oh, this is terrible. I don't care what happens. This is the most exciting Stanley Cup final in recent memory. This is unbelievable.
Dude, I think, let me look this up, bro. But I was going to say, I think this is got to be, all right, here you go, Dan. Is there too many? No, there's not that many.
Hit me.
All right, here are the Game 7s, Stanley Cup Finals history, okay? 2019, Blues beat the Bees 4-1. Nightmare for us, but good series, as a neutral, good series. Great story for the Blues. 2011, Bees beat the Canucks 4-0. Awesome for us, great series. 2009 Penguins beat the Wings 2-1. Great series, sick game.
Yep.
Crosby coronation.
Oh yeah.
2006 Canes beat the Oilers after nearly blowing a 3-1 series lead, I believe. 2004 Bolts beat the Flames. That was sick, I think.
No, it sucked. Again, I lost.
No, but that was a good series.
Sorry.
2003 Devils beat the Ducks. That was Jaguar. Sick series.
Sick.
2001 Avs beat the Devils. Ray Bourque. Unbelievable.
I mean, come on.
94 Rangers Canucks. Messier. All that nonsense. 87 Oilers Flyers. 71 Habs. I don't remember this shit, obviously. 65 Habs. 64 Leafs. 55 Wings. 54 Wings. 50 Wings.
Hey, pal. You got to land the plane here.
45 Maple Leafs. 42 Maple Leafs. And that's the came back from 03.
Yeah.
So, that's like, I wasn't counting, fucking 15 times. Tell me any of those that are more iconic than this incoming Game 7 due to what's happened and who it is.
Dude, that's
Bourque,
my point.
Bourque is up there, maybe like Bourque Devils, like Bourque versus the Scott Steven Devils.
Bourque is up there. Don't even begin to try to talk to me about Crosby, like getting one back on the Wings.
Yep.
This isn't even close. That's not even close to this. Yeah,
like,
I mean,
dude.
And
94 Rangers. 94 Rangers, Messier with the shit, and Bure on the Canucks. Like, I think it's that 94 Rangers, 01 Avs are the only two even in the conversation of this incoming Game 7.
No disrespect, Rangers fans. I mean, 94 Rangers doesn't sniff this as far as I'm concerned. Like, this is just insane. It doesn't even sniff it, Chris. Especially when you consider...
Are you sure?
Absolutely, dude. Especially when you consider what this Oilers team went through. What happened at the beginning of the season. The firing of the coach. Knobloch coming in. Like, the whole thing. All the talk about Draisaitl. Oh, he's not going to come back. And, like, we were a part of that. But, like...
Yeah.
Oh, he might not come back if they don't go far in these playoffs. And, like, dude, this is just This is unreal. They're about to win the Stanley Cup after being down 3-0, and everyone was like, they are deader than dead. This Panthers team was chalk. They were the best team all year. They've got it. This is unreal. And, I mean, let's be honest, dude. I love greatness. You love greatness. I've had a McDavid shirt since his second year in the league. Like, it is unbelievable watching this guy and just seeing what this team, I mean, I always say, what you had the stat. I think we talked about it, last episode. What is it? It's 4 times in the league in the playoffs. Someone's come back from 03 and only once in 42 that it was the Stanley Cup final. There's a reason this doesn't happen, guys. This doesn't happen because obviously the odds are insane, but it's also just so hard to mentally and emotionally rally yourself as a team to win 4 straight games after you've just lost 3 straight. Think about that. That's so grueling. So to see this guy, the chosen one, McJesus, literally rising from the dead and carrying his team to Valhalla is like, this is script writing stuff. This is stuff that you cannot make up. This is truly Witness me, dude. Witness me, shiny and chrome. This is truly the stuff that people write sports movies about. This is the stuff that you will tell your children about. This is setting the stage for maybe the greatest Stanley Cup final moment of all time. That is unreal. And how can you not be so pumped up about this?
Dude, all the Panthers, everything I'm hearing coming into this game is like, we're fine. Don't matter. We're happy. No distractions here tonight, boys. Families at home. In fact, left the family, left the wife and kids at home, Dan. We're here on the road, locked in, laser focused. Get to the game. 2 shots in the first period. Least amount of shots they've had in a period all season. Not all playoffs, all season. Not one shot for the first 12 minutes of the game. At one point, Dan, they had 5 shots. We're in the second period. They had 5 shots. All 5 were from defensemen. All 5. That is not an acceptable start in a peewee game, dude. Let alone with your fucking life on the line in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
And you're talking about shot attempts. right?
No, shots on goal. They had 2 shots on goal in the first period.
Dude, I think it was longer than that. Like you're saying first 10 first. I think Chris Johnston tweeted out we went almost 30 minutes without a shot on net by a forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were into the second period.
Oh, sorry.
They only had 2 shots in the first. We were well into the second period. They had 5 shots on goal. All 5 were defensemen.
That's my bad. I misheard you. I thought you were talking about like the first 10 minutes of the game. I was like, buddy, this went deep into the second period. Like we were really out of control here. So it's fucking mental.
Insane. This episode of the Empty Netters podcast is brought to you by the crisp, refreshing Canadian kindness taste of LABATT Blue Light. LABATT has been our great friends for a long time on the pod, and we couldn't be happier with the partnership because every time I'm watching hockey, every time I'm hanging with my friends, when I'm at holidays, it's summertime, we're at the beach, I am grabbing a LABATT Blue Light. This is not a joke. It is my favorite light beer in the game, and it will be yours. I'm telling you, I don't know what they're doing up there in Canada. I don't know how they ferment the alcohol. I don't know how they make their moves, but whatever they're doing is working. Because, my God, it is my go-to beer no matter the occasion. So I'm telling you, go grab one at the closest store you can find and tell me I'm wrong. You're going to love it. Taking a quick break from the pod to talk to you guys about the numero uno name in hockey, and that is Bauer Hockey, and that is obvious because they are the name you think of every time you're thinking about your hockey gear, your hockey apparel, hockey in general. It's Bauer, baby, and especially if we're talking training. Go to Bauer.com/training and see what I'm talking about right now. They've got everything in there. Anything you need to take your game to the next level. I don't care if you've just started hockey. I don't care if you're a pro. Bauer has got you covered from the digital reactor dangler when you're working on that toe drag, working on the inside, outside, bang. And they got the reactor slide board when you're working on the strides, trying to skate faster, trying to skate with these really long, like a gazelle out there. Bauer.com/training is the absolute place to be. And because they love you, they're giving you free shipping if you use promo code EMPTY. That's EMPTY at checkout. Go there now.
So, same script, dude. Like, not the most likely of goal scorers starting this game. Foegele gets on the board first. And great play by Draisaitl. I love the handles through the slot. Good pass. But one thing I wanted to point out was this one and then the Henrique goal. Henrique got the second one. And then we'll get into Hyman's third goal after we talk about some other things. But those first 2 goals, also similar story, just bad turnovers, bad puck protection, bad
pinching.
Stop
pinching, dude. Why are you pinching so early?
That are just leading to these goals, these like odd man rushes, these quick transition plays. And it makes me want to say this, dude. Max, our boy, is going to get a kick out of this because I kind of chirped him because I think he was a little hyperbolic with it. But I am saying in this area, Paul Maurice is getting outcoached by Knobloch. I don't think he's getting circles run around him, but in these last 3 games, it feels like some adjustments have been made by Knobloch and Maurice isn't responding to it. And what I see specifically is this big bad forecheck by Florida that we've heard all about. Everyone keeps talking about this forecheck. Florida's forecheck. It's suffocating. And in games 1 and 2 and 3, 100%. But now, dude, you're seeing that forecheck come flying in, and the Oilers defensemen are doing a quick chip, quick pass, bang, bang, and just get it past the forecheck. And then we see a 3-on-2 the other way every fucking time. And I'm like, dude, it's completely changing the tides of the game. And it's wild to see.
I think it's tough because I don't know. Sometimes I see this in baseball all the time. If it's an easy run for the playoffs and the coach doesn't have to do much, I'm not saying he hasn't. It wasn't easy against the Rangers. It wasn't easy against the Bruins. But if the coach doesn't have to change much, and then all of a sudden in the key moments of the season, you do have to start making some tough coaching decisions, it can be hard because you haven't had this issue. And all of a sudden we're seeing some line juggles for Hagee up to the top line. Cousins in, Lomborg in, and none of those buttons are working yet. It hasn't pulled the right strings. Max said, he was like, maybe there's more to this. Maurice hasn't won a cup in 26 years or whatever it is. I don't know. It's hard for me to say definitively that the Oilers have made a bunch of adjustments. The Oilers coaching staff have made a bunch of adjustments, and that's why they're winning 3 games. And everybody was saying that at the bar today. A ton of Panthers fans were like, "God, we're not making any changes. We're getting out coached." And maybe I've just missed stuff. And you're about to be like, "Oh, dude, here's all the line changes that Knobloch has made, and this is why, and whatever." But I'm like, dude, it doesn't seem that much to me. And I know I'm in the minority, and I just could be completely wrong. But I don't feel as though this is Maurice. Like, Maurice hasn't made changes. The whoever runs the Panthers power play should have a stern talking to. Because it feels as though the Oilers power play had their setup, and the McDavid was tornadoing, and the Panthers were getting a lot of sticks and lanes. And the last few power plays I've watched the Oilers, they haven't scored, or actually they did in game 5. But my point is, like, in this game they didn't score, but they had great power plays, tons of zone time, really good looks. The Panthers haven't had possession on a power play since Nom, and it's somebody watch do something. Someone do something. So there, yeah. But I'm not as hard on the camp of like, oh, Maurice is getting circles coached around him by Chris Knobloch, and that's why 3 games have gone the other way.
I didn't say that. I literally verbatim said, I'm not saying he's coaching circles around him. Yeah. I'm saying I think that there's an interesting element of this that I think it needs to be pointed out. And to me, it's not the line changes. It's more the gameplay that, because, I don't look at this Panthers team and look at the effort on the ice and the way these guys are playing and the way they're, throwing bodies around. And I'm like, man, the guys aren't in it. They weren't in it in game 4. They were half asleep. But the last 2 games, they've been in it. It's the strategies. It's the X's and O's. And I think you do kind of have to point that out. Now, I am going to say this. I think Verhaeghe is like, I don't know what's going on there. I think Verhaeghe is either banged up or something, but that man's on a milk carton. And holy shit, is Florida feeling it. Like, they are so clearly in desperate need of his production. And on the power play, we saw Montour get bounced off the power play in favor of OEL. And I think that was a good decision. I think Montour made the tough play that led to the breakaway goal by Connor Brown last game. He made another tough play last game as well. So good adjustment there. But like Verhaeghe now is like, you're seeing him passing up shots. You're seeing him make ill-advised passes through traffic. And there was just a lot of times when you pointed out the shot stuff, I'm like, dude, these guys are gripping the sticks too hard. Like, throw some fucking pucks on net and get it on net. I mean, they're doing a couple extra passes and then taking shots that are just hitting the first guy getting blocked. And that's what's leading to a lot of these odd man rushes. And you can tell, man, they're rattled. They're absolutely rattled. And it's again, it's awesome to see, because I'm like, we got game 7, baby. Yeah. But, for the Florida team and the Panthers fans, I'm like, I feel you. And the frustration and the fear is totally there. Now, talking about frustration and fear, let's get into the goal called back for offsides. I'm curious.
Would have changed the whole game. Would have changed the entire game. Another immediate Panthers strike after an Oilers goal. Bar went crazy. Everybody texted me. All my Panthers fans texted me. Like, here we go. You know what I mean? No 1-goal lead is safe against that Panthers team.
But let's point out too, CP, start of the second period, you're like, Oilers immediately go get a goal, and Panthers, you're like, well, we just shit in our pants and this game is over. And then what was it? 20 seconds later, Captain Barkov, boom, goal. So it was like okay, we're in this, dude.
Thank
like we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that one, dude, I saw them go to the challenge, and I was like, what is it? And, you always assume it's offside if you didn't see something high stick or whatever. So I'm like, all right, it's got to be offside. They pull it up. The first view I saw, I was like, that's good, dude, because they changed that rule, right? You don't have to be – your skate doesn't have to be down anymore. Your skate can be in the air as long as it's still over the blue line.
Over the blue line.
So I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, so I was like, he's good, dude. And then they showed a side view that I was like, ooh, maybe that's actually closer than I thought. And then they kind of zoomed in on one. I'm sure people at home had even better looks at it than we did at the bar. But there was like one where it literally looks like I was like, yeah, he's on, and that puck's over. And then they like zoom in, and you're like, oh, I guess that puck is on the blue line, kind of. I'm a huge get it right guy. I know people hate replay. You've heard me bitch about like, yo, dude, I don't give a fuck how long it takes. Get the fucking call right. And McDavid even had a comment earlier this year. Remember, he was like, if it takes that long, it's too close to call, and they're slowing down the game, which I was about to say I couldn't disagree with more. That's untrue. That's hyperbolic, but I disagree with, where I'm like, look at it till you fucking get it, dude. I think his point is it's when it's so tight, just let the boys play. And it's kind of funny to me that his own words should have come back and bit him in the ass, in my opinion, in this one, where I'm like, that is too tight. That was a goal on the ice. That is too tight. Let the boys play situation. That's how I saw it. I don't know how you felt.
I'm with you. I also, do you want to put a hat on? You got a Justin Bieber vibe going on, and you're stroking the hair nonstop. This isn't a chirp. I'm asking you a question. I feel like I don't want you to be distracted with the hair right now. It looks great. It's flowing.
I can't. I would never bottle this up.
No, yeah, okay. It's silky. Like you're in a shampoo commercial right now. I just wanted to make sure that you feeling distracted.
It's sweat. It's sweat.
Yeah. It's sweat from Tin Roof. That's for sure. Yeah. I disagree with you on the one point. I think I'm on Connor's side. I actually think that that's such a mature stance to be like, dude, if it's taken this long, it's too close to call. Let's move on here. I really like that stance by him. I'm with you completely on that one. And it's tough, man. I tweeted out during the game, and I was like, if you're an Oilers fan or not, that's an ass call. And I think, surprise, people overreacted and acted like douchebags on Twitter. But the tweet went very viral, and I mean, it's got an overwhelming amount of likes and then comments that were like, agree. But then obviously there was a bunch of Oilers fans in there who are getting mad, and I think that they misinterpreted the point of the tweet. No shot at Oilers fans, it's just passionate fans. The point wasn't me saying that's not offsides. That's me saying I don't like that call because of how close it was, to your point, CP. Like, I think where I stand on those ones is we talk about it all the time, right? It needs to be 100% conclusive to overturn the call on the ice. Why do we have refs if we don't give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, that's kind of the point here. That play was so insanely close, and any fan who sees the screen grab, the slow-mo, and they go, it's clearly offsides, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're lying to the internet. It is not clearly offsides. I think it's probably offsides. I think they probably got that call right if we are putting a gun to it and saying, pick one. But I don't think it's definitely offsides. I think it's so close that you go with the call on the ice. You go with what the refs saw. And when a lot of people, including myself, online are going, it didn't change the play. It didn't affect the play at all. A lot of people want to go, that's not the fucking rule, man. And you're right. I know that that's not the rule. I know I know the rule isn't, well, if it doesn't technically affect the play, it's not offside. What I'm saying is it's a bummer when that goal, which definitely, guys, changed the momentum and possibly the outcome of that game, definitely, when a play is that close and you're taking that much time and it's not for sure, to overturn what the refs called on the ice, it's a bummer. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's probably offside. Probably. That's as much as I'm going to give you. I don't think it's certain at all. It's a bummer that you definitely changed the game on something that we're not sure of by overturning it. That's what I think is a bummer. I'm just using the word bummer. It's ass. It's a bummer. It is what it is. But and I would say that regardless, if it was the Oilers, if it was the Panthers, if it was a team that was winning, if it was a team that was losing, you just hate when there are calls like that in games. That's like, because you know what? If there are some times when this happens and you go, oh shit, that's definitely offside. That's definitely offside. And you go, good, I'm glad we have review. That one, I think if Knobloch didn't challenge, I think that there's less than a handful of Oilers fans who would have lost their minds and been like, that play was offside. And then for sure, some analytics nerd would have tweeted out, oh, look at this play. That was actually offside. And then a bunch of people on Twitter would have lost their collective minds because that's how this works. But that one just didn't feel like it was, it's not like that pass led to a breakaway. There was 5 passes and a couple shots on net before it went in. So it's one of those ones where I'm like, man, that teeny millimeter and that millisecond that led to him being offside, I don't think was the difference of whether or not that went in. And that sucks.
Hey, Verhaeghe, get the puck over the line, though. How about that?
Hey, buddy, get the puck over the line. And at the end of the day, gun to my head, it's the right call. It was offside. I do think it's a huge bummer, but it was offside. So whatever.
It's also a nice luxury to be able to challenge that and know that worst case scenario, it's a Panthers power play, and then that means the Oilers are going to score. So you're like, whatever, let's just challenge it, and either it's overturned or they keep their goal. They get a power play also, and then we score shorthanded, and now we're up again anyway. So either way, we have a 1-goal lead coming out of this. Paul Maurice 100%. Was less than pleased with that call too. That overturn. That was I want to hear that mic up, dude. Somebody get me the mic up of Paul Maurice letting the boys in the stripes have it after that overturn.
I'll tell you exactly what he said. He kept saying, "There's no fucking way." You could see it. He was going, "No fucking way. There's no fucking way," and I respect it. How you feeling about the goalies? How you feeling about Bob? How you feeling about Skinner?
Bob. I thought Bob in Game 5 was getting. I said, dude, I came on this very program and I said, Bob is done. He's done here. And I said the Panthers are going to have to win 4-3, 5-4 if they're going to do it. And he gave up 3 again. So part of me's like, I feel that way again. The thing that sucks is I didn't even feel like, except for the McDavid one, they were that bad on him in Game 5. And in this one, dude, you look at him and it's a fucking 2-on-1 sick pass, 2-on-1 good pass. He comes across, they cross body him, and it's basically off the post and in. Yeah. And then it's another fucking breakaway that he's fully extended, and that one elevated. That one was really unlucky, honestly, because he got the pad out and it went under the blocker, over the pad, is what it is. Those goals to me aren't on Bob at all. So that's a good sign if you're the Panthers. But, and you and I talked about this,
However,
before Bob was bailing them out, and I don't mean they were going to lose if he wasn't making all these crazy saves, but you had that ace up the sleeve where they gave up fucking 3 breakaways in Game 1, and he saved them all. And he rocked them all, Dan. So it's like he's just not making that, oh, fuck, we fucked you, dude, but we got to have this one. Please, I'm begging you. I'm on my hands and knees begging you. Sorry for giving up another fucking breakaway. Please save this. And he just was saving those. And now he isn't.
Yeah, man. It's tough because I'm with you. I ain't gonna get on Bob.
Nah.
What about Bob? I'm not gonna say it.
Classic.
I'm not gonna say anything's wrong. But I did say to you in the Uber, he ain't the guy anymore. Like he ain't that guy that's gonna bail you out. He's not gonna bail you out of the boat. He's not gonna sink the boat, but he's not bailing you out anymore. And you called it, man. You're not winning a shootout against this Oilers team.
You could, but that's what you're going to have to do, in fact. Like, I don't think they can win Game 7 2-1. I really don't.
I just think we've got 3 games of proof where it turns into a Bob ain't bailing you out. You're now in a shootout situation, and you haven't won the shootout yet, and I don't think you're gonna. And, yes, I don't think Bob's to blame on the Fogel goal or the Henrique goal or the Hyman breakaway, but I do think when we were getting all Hawk Tua on Bob in Game 3, we literally made a meme about it, about how in the world is he getting post to post like this and robbing these fucking backdoor dishes. These are now the goals that are going in. You know what I mean? That breakaway.
Yeah, absolutely. He lost the script, dude. He had the script. He had read it, and now he's lost it. He's misplaced it, and he doesn't know where to stand.
And you know what, CP? Going back to Game 4, no offense, Connor Brown. A Connor Brown breakaway, you got to be
goes
picking
forehand,
Bob.
backhand, that's it.
You got to be picking Bob.
Yep.
Right? You got to be picking Bob in that scenario. I'm like, dude, This is a guy who scored 5 goals all season. He's on the PK. I don't give a shit if he's got a breakaway. You shut him down. You shut him down.
Because you can.
And he's not doing that right now. And it's unfair to ask a goalie to make a bunch of breakaway saves. But unfortunately, he's not making these breakaway saves right now, and you're kind of in trouble. And on the other side, Skinner is doing everything under the sun that's being asked of him.
Dude, I need to say this about Stuart Skinner, and I mean this fucking passionately. I don't think he's an elite goalie in this league. He's still super young, so he could become. We don't really see that with goalies that much. Rarely is a guy like, I'm okay, and then they're like, I'm incredible. But I don't think he's an elite goalie in this league. I don't think he'll ever be an elite goalie in this league. And there's a chance he's just on a heater that he doesn't even touch this again.
Yeah.
But, dude, I felt like he was not a goalie. Even accepting that he's a pretty good goalie, he was not a goalie that you could win a Stanley Cup with. And the Kempers of the Avs Kemper thing kind of like threw that theory for a loop. But for the most part, it's a guy. It's a guy when you win the cup. And win or lose in Game 7, Stuart Skinner is a goalie you can win the Stanley Cup with, and they are not in the market for one at all. And they never said they were. That was a me narrative, but I am off that narrative permanently. Stuart Skinner, unless he has like a fucking mental breakdown and like can't play the position anymore. But Stuart Skinner, from what I've seen in this playoffs, is a guy that you can win a Stanley Cup with. Not the guy I would pick, but I'm done talking about the Oilers' future playoffs having goalie issues. There's no such thing anymore.
Yeah. I think obviously Florida got 3 past him last game, only 1 tonight. And what I love about Stewie right now is he's making all the saves he's supposed to make. And sometimes that is enough. So yes, I am so with you. With this team, Stewie is enough. I don't think he's lights out. I didn't watch that game and I'm like, dude, Stewie made it so hard for them. I think the Panthers are making it a little bit hard for themselves. They're not getting quality shots. Yeah. They're not really testing.
He made one great save. It was like Barkov, maybe that kick save.
Oh, yeah, that one. I thought you were talking about that one that looked backdoor, but I was like, Kulikov saved that one. He got a stick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's like Stewie's doing his job. And I'll tell you what, I think you're seeing it in the Oilers players. Like none of them feel like they're playing like they're worried that Stewie's going to get scored on.
And they were before. That was an issue on this Oilers team. Yep.
Agree. And they are definitely not doing that. And it's great to see that he's got his mind right. He got his mind right. And he's playing great, right, dude. I do want to say this. Go on the odd man rush shit.
I just wanted to say, dude, that we talked about the pinching is causing all these 2-on-1s, and it's a fucking disaster. That Hyman goal was a real backbreaker. And Gus Forsling cannot get that shot blocked. Dude, that was like, I don't even know. And he was we were stroking him. He was in Conn Smythe conversation under no circumstances, under torture, dude. I don't care if they're pulling the fucking your fingernails up and shoving bamboo shoots down them. The only thing you can't do is get that shot blocked. Give up the nuclear codes. Give up state secrets.
Dude.
Give up your fucking your text messages, your DMs, the Ashley
Give up your
Madison
mother,
account.
Give up your mother.
You just cannot. They can peel off your eyelids. You cannot get that shot blocked straight up the gut into a Hyman breakaway.
Cannot. It's just unacceptable soldier, especially from a man who I have just been servicing all playoffs. It's like, you're making me look like an asshole, buddy. So one thing I want to say before moving on to a couple other points, I feel so bad. Cousins comes into the lineup. He hasn't played in almost a month, loss. But, dude, the Lamborghini, man. Fuck. This guy, in the Rangers series, I thought he was just buzzing all over the ice, causing so many problems. They win game 1, and then they lose 2 straight. And then Lomberg gets yanked from the lineup, and then the Panthers never lost again. And then Lomberg's been out of the lineup, I believe, and Florida won 3 straight, and then they lost, and then he got put in the lineup, and now they've lost 2 straight. So you're just like 0-4 in your last 4 games. And as a role player guy like that,
fuck, man, sucks.
It's just such a tough feeling. So there's just like bad vibes here. So going on to the bad vibes, if you're the Panthers, like, do you feel anything good here? Like, what are the signs? What is making you go, we can win this game? Babies, taking a quick second to talk to you about BetMGM. Without question, the best sports betting app in the game. And by now, you know that we have teamed up with them and we've got all the best action in the game going. Here's the deal. We are on a heater, folks. We are on a heater hitting these empty net bets. Yes, that's right. BetMGM has a special empty net prop for you boys, and we are smashing it. We hit it twice in game 6. So you better get in on the action. And the best way to do that is downloading the app and putting in promo code NETTERS, NETTERS, when you sign up, and you're going to get all the best deals. And the best one going right now with BetMGM, you get up to $1,500 to bet with. You can do anything. You can do hockey like us. That's what we're getting in on the most. But we dabble. We dabble in other things. They've got everything under the sun that you could possibly bet on. And you can bet up to $1,500. And if you lose it, all of that goes right back into your account. That's unreal. BetMGM is hooking you up. They're hooking us up. Get on the train and get on the BetMGM team just like us. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico, or visit www.1800gambler.net in West Virginia. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
In my opinion, the Panthers, after going down 4-1 in Game 5, were not only much better, but dominant, like suffocating, I thought, in Game 5 at home. They were all over them. I thought they were going to win that game in regulation. They were all over them so much. Didn't get the goals. The couple bad calls, I thought, sucked 4 minutes out of the third period, and they didn't do it. But I was like, you're really going to build off that. They came into this game and played like assholes in the first period, in my opinion. Actually, you know what? For the first 7 minutes, the shots were like 3-1 Oilers, but it wasn't. I was like, the Panthers had a good look, and they were fine. 13 minutes on in the first, the Oilers pummeled them, finished 11-2 shots. After that, the Panthers outshot the Oilers 11-4 in the second. They just gave up 2 goals because of a bad pinch and a bad breakaway. And then they outscored the Oilers in the third. I didn't get the shots in the third. It doesn't matter. But, I'm pretty sure they finished ahead in shots. So they outshot the Oilers again in the third and, had some chances. No huge high-danger chances, but whatever. My point is the Panthers for the last 3.5 out of 4.5 periods, I think have been the better team. That's 2 losses, so tough talk. But I just think you've been playing better. And then most importantly, Barkov getting on the board twice, I thought was huge. And McDavid, 0 shots on goal. He's a +1, but 0 shots on goal. That looked much more like the Barkov that we saw all playoffs. Scoring on one end, really controlling the best player on the other team on the other end. That's something that I'm trying to build off if I'm the Panthers.
The one thing, Barkov's a good point. I don't think I give a shit about any of the shot stuff, any of the momentum stuff, any of the close chances stuff, because it's just 3 games now where, let's not even say 3, let's say 2, because game 4 was such a clown show. I think it's 2 games now where it's just like a lot of this, well that, well this, well that.
Yeah, agree.
The McDavid nothing doing. McDavid just came off 2 back-to-back 4-point nights, so we know McDavid can flip that switch whenever he wants. So
yeah,
I don't
he'll
think
go
that
4
matters.
on you game 7. Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't really think I'm thinking anything like that. Dude, I think if I'm the Panthers, I'm going into this, and the only thing that I am feeling good about is that it's game 7. And game 7 is kind of like anything can happen, man. And you're 2-1 at home. So I'm like, I guess home ice, but I don't even know, man. But I just think the only thing that you've got going for you is you go, it's game 7, man. Anything can happen. Like if you're Paul Maurice, I think you straight up go, forget everything, dude. Forget everything. Act like this is game 1. We came in game 1 and we smacked them. And I think you have to have that mindset. Forget everything else. We're at home. We've got one game. Nothing else matters. None of the goal scorers, none of the plays, none of the outcomes matter. This is one game. Go in and try to win. And I think on paper, they're probably the better team. And I feel like we saw that for 3 games. But now, on the other side, if you're Edmonton, you do read into all of this. You read into everything that's happened. Like, that's your momentum. And I think the one thing that's interesting, dude, is like the responses that the Panthers have had. They've been being interviewed the last couple games, and they're like this, whatever. Like Tkachuk going, we all knew this wasn't going to be over in 4 games. We knew this was going to be a long series. They're saying all the right things. They're acting very calm. They're lying. Acting very lying very correctly. Unaffected. Yep. And I think that they're lying correctly. Agree. But I don't know if you can pull that shtick anymore, dude. I'm not saying that they should go into Yeah, I'm not saying they should go into interviews right now and go like this, oh, we're terrified. Like, this is a disaster. But I think you need to be like this. Of course we feel like I would be dead ass honest and go, of course we feel pressure. Like, this is not at all what we wanted to happen. We wanted to win in 4. We wanted to win in 5. We wanted to win in 6. And here we are in 7. But like, here's the deal. We want to win again. So we're going to try to win again, and we're going to win again, or we're going to win. But like, you can't play this unfazed role anymore because it is not working for you. So you got to get a different attitude here.
Dude, the messaging is, if I'm the Oilers, the messaging is this. Boys, we looked at each other after game 3 and we said, we're not going out like this. Trust the board, breathe, and take it one game at a time. And we will put ourselves in a fucking game 7, and we will do it. And we will make history. And here we are. Let's finish the job.
I think I say this, truly, because I want to get your take on both teams in a couple situations here. But I think I say this. We were the laughingstock of the NHL at the beginning of this season. So many people were dancing on our graves. Oh, look at this great Edmonton team. They're going to finish last in the Pacific. We turned it around, and we were one of the best teams all year long, especially the last half of the year. Then we get to playoffs. Multiple people counted us out every single series. And then we get here, and we go down 3-0. Everyone wrote us off, said we were going to lose in 4 in Edmonton. Humiliation, blow up the team. What a joke. They'll never get it done. Everyone counted us out. No one believed in us except us. And then we went in and we shit pumped them in game 4 in front of our home fans. Then we went back to Florida and we said, we're going to drag them back to Alberta. And we did just that. And then we put a smacking on them again. Unbelievable job. 5-1 win. And now all the pressure is on them. They are facing one of the greatest collapses in Stanley Cup history. We are staring down the barrel of one of the greatest victories in Stanley Cup history. So let's take all that momentum and let's feast on their fear, and let's take a plane down to Florida and let's fuck them in their own barn. And you win the Stanley Cup.
And you lift the cup, dude. You lift the cup in Florida and you bring it back to Canada where it fucking belongs.
And you lift the cup, dude. That is what I say. And that is what I would do.
For me, dude, the messaging, if you're Florida, is literally as simple as this. We lost in the Stanley Cup final last year. Everybody said, we will fix this. We will right this wrong. We're going to win the cup. It's like the same team, Dan. Everybody in that room, they're like, hey, it was us. I'm never going to feel this shitty again. We're winning the cup next year. And in that moment, if I looked at all of you in the fucking Vegas locker room when we were taking our gear off, if I promised you in that moment we could have a game 7 of the Stanley Cup finals at home, would you take it? Every single person would have gone, yep. Here you go. Now you got it. Fuck everything that's happened. It doesn't matter what happened all fucking season, all playoffs, or in this series to get you here. If I looked you in the fucking face when we lost the cup last year and I promised you a home game 7 to fucking fix this, would you take it? And they would say yes, 100%.
Wow, dude. I didn't when I saw that phrasing, I wasn't sure if I agreed. I was like, I don't think they would take this. Like, this is a disaster. But if you erase the way they got here, you're right. I like that. And with that
If
attitude,
in that moment.
I don't want to throw any of our boys under the bus here, but Lazzy tweeted out, if the Panthers win, I legitimately am not sure if they're going to be, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm legitimately not sure if they're going to be elated. I think they're going to feel relief more than anything. Do you agree with that at all?
I agree only in that we joke about this all the time because we're sick fucks, but I agree in that in sports, I think most uber ultra competitive athletes have a weird brain chemistry in that losing is agony and winning is relief. I even have it as a fan. Like all those Brady Bowls by the end, Dan, I was like, just every time he would win the ball, I'd just be like, oh, thank God, instead of like, yay. And that I think is ingrained in a lot of athletes. So I agree with him on that front, but that's not even the way he meant it. And the way he meant it, I think the joy will overrule it.
Can we do a scenario here?
They'll feel relief. They'll feel a ton of relief, obviously.
Can we do a scenario here?
Will overrule it. Yep.
You be a reporter, and I'm going to be a member of the Panthers who just won the Stanley Cup in Game 7.
Yep.
Okay.
Dan, you've just won the franchise's first Stanley Cup and yours. How do you feel?
No. Try again. Phrase it in the way Johnny's saying. Being this, do you feel like you're just relieved?
Dan, you have just won the franchises and your first Stanley Cup. Are you feeling more joy or relief right now?
The only thing I feel is joy, my man. I just won the Stanley Cup in Game 7 on home ice for the first cup in this franchise's history. I don't give a shit how I got it here. We could have lost 50-0 in every single game we lost, and then we win the Stanley Cup. That's all that matters, because at the end of the day, we won, they didn't.
My name's etched on that bitch.
I think it is I hear you, like, as fans, we always talk about, and scenario over. As fans, we always talk about the, like, yeah, I get the relief thing. It's like, dude, it's just so stressful. But as a player, man, who gives a shit how you get it? Who gives a shit how you get there? All that matters is winning the cup. And that's why we were saying earlier, if you are the Panthers, you have to do whatever you can to erase everything that has happened in the last 3 games and just go in and play. Because you've got
almost
one
makes
game
it
now.
the sweeter, dude. Yeah.
100%.
Almost makes it all the sweeter.
When you get to Game 7, both teams are facing elimination. Different ball game, dude. It's one game. One game, see what happens. That said, who you got?
Oh, my God. I got the Panthers, dude. I know it's fucking batshit insane. I just liked their game tonight. Skinner played good. But it's not like the Oilers. I know the shots can be bullshit, but like it's not like the Oilers outshot them a ton. I thought this sounds harsh, but this game to me felt like one of the games the Panthers lost against the Rangers, where to me this Oilers team tonight had 3 good chances to score and they scored all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tough bid. They scored all 3, but I'm like, I think if that game happens again the same way, I like the Panthers' chances, and it's at home. Momentum's a nightmare, pressure's a nightmare, but now it's like a lot of pressure on both teams. It's Game 7, baby. Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals. So everyone's gripping the stick a little tight. I will be truly thrilled for Connor McDavid and the Oilers fans if they do it, because it's like an all-time. We said last pod, it's like an all-time moment. And I'll be so grateful to have witnessed it. So no love lost for me either way. It's a real win-win for me as a fan here, because I came in rooting for the Panthers. I picked the Panthers. I was rooting for the Panthers. And I'll take them. But all-time moment either way.
Yep. I got the Oilers. I don't think it's close, honestly. It's funny to say that, because everything I just said, what the Panthers need to do, you need to try to erase. I don't know if they can. That's what you got to try to do.
Agree.
I don't know if you can. And I look at that game, and you're not doing anything right. like you're nothing's working. I do think it was huge that they didn't let Edmonton's power play score. I don't see a lot of peepers in this game 7, maybe 4,
Yep.
maybe like 2-2, and who knows? Maybe Oilers go 2 for 2, and then you're fucked. But it just felt like not a lot was going right, and everything we just said about Game 7, it does change everything, and that is true, dude. And I want to be clear, there is pressure on Edmonton. I gave my whole speech earlier,
now.
but there is pressure because at the end of the day, tell me, Chris, what do you get if you win, if you come back from down 3-0 and tie it 3-3 and then lose Game 7?
A piece of shit draft pick.
You get a piece of shit draft pick and then nothing.
And me wishing you a good day.
At the end of the day, you have the same season that the Chicago Blackhawks had. You get nothing. You are one of 31 losers. It's just the reality. So there is pressure. Like, they've done all this work, this iconic history-making work. You got to finish the job now. So they feel pressure too. But I just don't see how this Panthers team can shake off all of this when this Oilers team has so much momentum. Everything is working. And I just fear for Florida that we are going to watch a McDavid and Draisaitl masterclass. I know Draisaitl's done nothing.
That's the fear. Yep.
We always talk about it, dude. Like, who are a couple of players in this league that they could be dead quiet and then come in and have the best game you've ever seen? They are two of the first names that you list. And I could just see like the first shift. Like, if I were an Oblak, I would throw them out on the same line just for the first shift of the game. And just, I would be like, this is what you're going up against in a do or die, winner takes all.
Yep.
Not many guys you would pick over the two of them. And I would be lying to you if I said I love this Panthers, or not this part. I love this Panthers team. I really do. I hate all the people who talk shit about them diving and them being dirty and cheap. I think it's such a loser take. I think they play hard. I think they play awesome, and they're so fun to watch. And watching a team win their first Stanley Cup ever, that's something that I don't understand hockey fans who don't want to see that. It's fucking amazing. Hockey in Florida is awesome, and it's got to keep growing. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't rooting for the Oilers. This is a chance to be a part of, by that I mean being here watching it, a chance to see emphatically one of the greatest moments in Stanley Cup final history.
Yes.
How do you not root for that? So I'm on the Oilers, baby.
I want OT either way.
Oh my God, give me 3.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine?
I want to be there all night.
A multiple OT game in this Game 7, I'll fucking lose my mind.
I want to be there all night.
I love it, dude. I'm fired up.
All right, well, that is that for us on this episode. Unbelievable stuff, guys. You literally can't ask for something better. We're going to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Team was down 3-0. They bring it all the way back. We are fucking ripping it, baby. Game 7. We will see you there on Monday night. We'll be chilling all weekend if you're in Florida. Find us, hit us up. If not, just talk to us as always. Guys, tensions are high. Stress is high. Oilers fans, Florida fans, mean this from the bottom of our heart. We love you both. Hope everyone is just having a blast. Enjoy every second of this. Win or lose, we will see you on Monday. And until then.
One game left. One thing to do. Skate hard.